Hey guys, it's Amber and welcome to my new home. I'm so excited to be here. I can't even tell you. Sorry that I still sound a little sick. I am still recovering from the flu and a sinus infection. I know, right? So let's go ahead and just jump on in. I'm going to just start getting ready and I'm going to give you guys a recap of everything that's been going on. And this is my first official video I'm filming with my new camera. So I'm still trying to figure out everything and of course the lighting in here. I've got huge windows here, so I'm trying to not get it overexposed. So I don't have my filming room ready yet because it has to be framed and finished. So it's gonna be a while before that's done. So right now I'm just set up in my bedroom, but I figure why wait? I just want to get to filming. So let's just jump on in. Alright, so where I last left you guys is I was kind of freaking out because we were getting our house ready to sell. And there's quite a few things that we had to get done to get our house ready to sell. I used to live in a house that was built in 1950. And it was a little bungalow and I loved the little cute character charm of it. But you know, with older homes, there is more maintenance. So we had to end up replacing the roof of our house. And also we had a back patio that had to be completely re-roofed and painted. And so it was just one of those things where the stars aligned, and in the middle of January or February, anyway, when it was supposed to be winter basically, I was able to paint the patio, which is kind of like, how did that even work? Because it should have been snowing. But you know, things just worked out for us to come here. We've moved to the south, so now I'm in a hot and humid climate instead of a dry and seasonal climate. So it's a lot warmer here, but anyway, back in Utah, it was very cold still. So we should not have, where's my hairbands? I should not have been able to get it painted, but I did. Everything just cooperated so well. That's one of those things, when things just start working out for you and you're like, there's a definite reason why I'm supposed to be here. And I'm almost done with this foundation. I've been trying to use this stuff up. I've always kind of joked that nothing in my life really comes easy. If there's an easy way and a hard way, it's going to be the hard way. I don't know why, but that's just how it goes for me. And so I'm just kind of was shocked at how easy things were going. Even though they were really stressful, they were falling into place. We were able to get our house under contract in, I think, 4 days. We had 4 offers. And so that was really nice. And there's always a lot of stress that comes with that because they have to do different kinds of inspections. And then, if they ask for repairs, which they wanted the patio repainted and all those little things that we had to get done. All took time, were really stressful, and it was all hands on deck. It was just crazy. And then we packed up a bunch of our stuff so we could show the house because I couldn't have my filming stuff set up. And then even once you get under contract, it takes 30 days just to get it closed, 30 to 45 days. And so we were hoping and praying that everything would go through on that end because we had already flown here and picked out this house and put a contract under it or on it. And we did not want that to fall through. And so it was really it was like a game of chess. Every play just all affected each other. And we were just on pins and needles. But it worked out. And it was so nice. We were able to get that house closed. And then I stayed at my mom's. My husband was down here working. He had to start working here March 1st. So I was left alone. But that's okay. I'm a pretty tough cookie. I'm not somebody who's woe is me. I mean, it kind of sounds like that because there's been a lot of drama going on. But I'm pretty strong. I've been through a lot and I feel like I'm pretty resilient. And I know how to dig in and get things done. And, a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he left you. And I was like, well, he's providing a job for me and supporting me and my kids. So, I kind of want him to leave so he can do that. Because we can't not have a job. So I stayed at my mom's when the house sold. And I filmed all those declutters. And so it feels like it's been so long since I've actually filmed a kind of video. So it's I hope I remember how to do this. And I'm looking at my camera, like looking at myself in the camera, and I'm looking really washed out. And it almost looks filtered. I wonder if there's a filter on this camera. So I'm going to have to mess around with it. So if it looks like I filtered myself, I apologize. I've not meaned to filter myself, but I just haven't had the time to play around with the settings. It looks like it's smoothing my face out. So I will adjust that because I don't want to, you know, make it look like, oh my gosh, my skin's perfect, you know. I can't tell. I can't tell if it's got a filter on me or not. We'll see. If I look flawless, that's probably filtered. But with, you know, getting a new camera, you just have to figure out all the ropes, and maybe I'll zoom it in a little more, see if you guys can see a little better. I went in the other room like 3 times to get my powder, and I still forgot it. This is my Bare Minerals powder. I'm just using that to set. It's so weird how moving to a new climate like changes everything. Like a lot of, I think, us getting sick was from a new climate also. My skin is looking much better now, but it broke out so much. I think that was kind of from the new climate too. Like just freaking out. Our bodies are freaking out. Okay. So let me move you in a little. Alrighty, so welcome to my face. So I'm using this Clean Color Roar bronzer now that I'm in the South. I need to have a little more tan, right? So I need to bronze myself up a little. So like 2 days before we were supposed to leave and my husband was gonna fly back, little miss got really sick and I took her to the Instacare urgent care, and oh my gosh, that was a whole debacle. And you know, so I found out what was wrong with her and got her the medication that she needed, and it was so sad. She was just so sick. Like when you see your child and they're like completely lethargic, it's like frightening as a parent. You're just like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with my baby? Like it's so scary. And I was there by myself, and I mean my mom was there thankfully to take my kids, but you know, it's just, you know, if you're a single mom, you know, like making those big decisions by yourself. I'm in no way a single mom. I'm not comparing my life to yours. I know it's way harder than just being alone for a month. But in that moment, you know, I didn't have my husband there to like help me make decisions and things. So it was just me, myself, and I. So that was just really scary. But yeah, unfortunately, she hasn't really gotten better. Like she got better and started getting worse. And I mean, I'll get to all that in just a second. So then we're driving across the country, and we decided to take it in 3 days. Oh my gosh, but still 3 days was too much. It was, we should have just like mailed our cars and flown. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was really long. It was really hard, but we made it. And we just, with the rabbits, it was so hard because we were like packing them in, packing them out, and I had a carrier for them and I had to let them out, and it was just like, it was a 3-ring circuit. But we survived. I never want to make that drive ever again. If I want to go back home to Utah, I will just have to fly. That's the bottom line. All right, today I'm going to be using the Naked 2, and I will see what I end up coming up with look-wise. I'm going to start with Foxy. Put that all over the lid here. I feel like my face is so white. I need to figure out my camera. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is not showing me true to life. Feels like it's looking like a cartoon. But it could just be the viewfinder. All right, guys. That's why people don't like to get new stuff, is because it's hard to figure out. And, oh, let me do my eyebrows real quick. I've been having such a struggle with eyebrows lately. Like, I don't know what my deal is. But, like, I am just being a struggle bus with my eyebrows. And one always seems to be, like, way arched and the other one's, like, straight. I'm like, why am I struggling so bad? I don't even know. Granted, I need to wax them. My wax pot got totally ruined because they packed it, well, the way it was packed, and then they flipped the box and it got hot and the wax melted, ruined everything in the box. It was pretty ridiculous. So I no longer have a wax pot, and unfortunately I packed that box, so I'm not going to claim it, you know, because it's like, well, I should have done a better job packing it. Anyway, So we get here and we knew we had a couple of days before we closed on this house, but my husband had to go back to work. So we were going to stay in a hotel. But then it just ended up being that we thought we were going to get into the house, so we checked out of our hotel, and then at the last minute, the insurance company didn't have the right documents, and so we had to hold off. So then we're like scrambling, and then we had to check into another hotel. I mean, like 4 hotels at this point. We're like, seriously? Like in and out, in and out. And every day, like we had our truck and our trailer, so like we're having to like haul all of the stuff in and out so that people don't steal it. And then it's like 3 children and 2 rabbits and 2 adults in one vehicle. Like I was getting out of the truck at the title company, and I was like, the inside of our truck looks like a homeless person lives in it. And then I was like, well, it kind of does, because I am technically homeless. I am living in a hotel. So yes, it does look like a homeless person, because I am a homeless person. It's just like, you know, the kids, they get their wrappers and just leaves and junk everywhere and little bits and bobs of toys and things. And it just gets crazy. So we finally, you know, got to close. And then of course the first night we were here, we had like nothing. So it was like blow up air mattresses and all that stuff. But we were just so happy to be here in our home. Oh my gosh. Dropping continues. So now I'm taking teas on my brush right here. So then the first few days were pretty good. We started unpacking, and then it's like everyone started getting sick. Well, my husband got it first. And so he was sick, and then it just all went downhill from there. And then we all ended up getting this crud and like a flu and fever. Like I couldn't even get out of bed. And then we're trying to like get the kids registered in school. And luckily my kids, like my boys, really didn't get it, thankfully. But oh my gosh, I don't recommend moving across the country, knowing no one, and then getting the flu, and then getting a secondary infection, and then, oh my gosh, it was just horrible. Like, I don't remember the last time I was that sick, other than like, it's a completely different sickness than being pregnant, but it was like, that's the biggest thing I can relate it to. It's just, I was so sick. Just insanely sick. So, there's that. And, let's see, I think I'm going to take some snake bite, which is kind of a golden brown, and I'm going to go right here. I hear a little mess. I think she woke up from her nap. You guys haven't seen her in a long time though, I don't think. So anyway, she's been sick. I went back to the Instacare 2 days ago, and so a little mess, and we got some medicine, and my husband went this morning because, you know, I said, take time off work, go to the doctor. So he's finally decided to listen to me. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to do Chopper, this color right here. I'm going to wet my brush a little. I got one of these little things from the dollar store. Works out perfectly because, like, just to wet my beauty blender, or, I mean, I can just wet my brush. I don't even use, like, the fancy misting stuff all the time if I want to wet my brush. I know some people like to just spray it on there so it doesn't, like, change the texture of your shadows. But if you've got, like, a little spot, you can get it wet. Just using water and that little thing works really good. And you could put, like, Fix Plus or something in that. I'm going to kind of carve the crease out here. So it's been a slow going process because for me, it gives me a lot of anxiety just to have the boxes and the mess everywhere. But it's like, there was nothing I could do because I literally was so sick. I was just like, it was all I could do to like get up and like do basic things like feed myself or take care of my child. And if it takes all of your energy to take care of your child, like you gotta do that. So it took me a lot longer to get things unpacked, and there's still a lot that isn't unpacked, but I wanted to get my stuff going and get set up on filming and just do a few things that I enjoy because it's just been so crazy. I'm putting a little bit of this booty call in the corner here. My brush is still wet, so it's making it pretty dramatic. I can't find my rug. I have a rug that goes under my vanity to keep things from like flying everywhere and getting the floor dirty because I have like really light carpet. But I couldn't find it. Okay, so I'm gonna use this little Sedona lace brush and the blackout, and I'm just gonna line my eyes a little. I don't hear her now. I think she's still deciding whether she wants to wake up or not. I just do a soft kind of smoky liner with this. I'm going to take some of the snake bite and kind of blend it together. Alrighty, I need some eyelashes. I'm going to curl my eyelashes. Oh, you know what? I'm going to add my highlighter real quick. Let's see. This is Prosecco Pop from Becca. I don't really like this brush for that. It's too dense. Wow, okay. I've got to adjust these settings. I don't know. I feel like I look like a cartoon doll or something. Maybe my skin does look good, but I don't think so. Okay, let me do a quick mist before I add mascara. I've got some, I need another one. Essence Volume Stylist. So I guess now we're just working on getting better and unpacking boxes and getting bids for the bonus area. And I also want to put like my craft stuff and my sewing machine in there because right now it's like all along this wall in my bedroom. My husband's like, yeah, no, this is not working for me. We had such a tiny bedroom before. It was seriously like 10 by 12. It was so small. So with the queen bed in there and a big dresser, it was like we had like 2 feet of space on each side of the bed. So there was like hardly room for like a laundry basket in there. It was so small. And so when I filmed in there and stuff, it just got to be so cluttered. So now with this bigger bedroom, we're just like, we just want to enjoy it. And like my master, oh gosh. Why? Why knows why? Our master closet is almost like as big as my old bedroom. It's so funny. It's really not, but it feels that way. I'm like, glory, hallelujah. Apparently people in the South like to have much bigger closets. No, actually this house was built in 2007. So a little newer than 1950. Alright, so now I'm just going to pick out a lip color. This is a Melted Peony from Too Faced. Okay, I think, do I look like a person now? Does that look better? I still feel a little cartoony. Maybe it's just how this camera looks because there's no filters on or anything. So this is me. So I'm just going to chit chat with you guys for just a minute. I'm moving my camera back. I think I'll go grab Little Miss and we'll just have a quick little chat for the rest of this video. All right, we are back. Can you say hi? Say hi. Say hi. See, I just woke up, so I don't know how I feel. I'm going to let her play a little puzzle game on my phone so I can chat with you guys again for a few minutes. So I changed my lens to you guys to get a better view of the room here. So I'm going to put something right there in that shelf. Again, you know, it's not ideal background and everything, but, you know, it's working for now. So I'm happy about that. And let's see what else has been new. So before I left, I decided to change my hair. So I'm no longer going to just have the straight platinum. Of course, I had pink before I stopped filming. But I ended up doing a more like blended root with the money piece, with this being really light in the front. And that way I feel like it's going to grow out a lot nicer. So even though it's like rooted, it's not just like a straight line of roots. But it's still pretty fairly blonde. But it looks a little more blended. Like when I pull up my roots, it doesn't look as like just a harsh line. as it did before, so I do like that. And I cut it a little bit shorter again in the back and some front. And I've been doing some shopping before I left. I got a bunch of new cute things just so I could feel a little more excited about coming to a new place. And one thing that's nice about moving when you have something you're a part of, whether it's like a club or for me it's like a religion, like I'm a religious Christian. It's nice because you come here and if you find a church, it's like those people become your family instantly, which is really nice. So we were able to go to a church and feel like we were welcomed and invited to things. And you know, the short break between when I had the flu and then I got the sinus infection, I felt a little better. We went to an Easter egg hunt with some people from our church, and that was so nice just to feel like there's someone here, just because we don't have friends and family here anymore. I do know one person that I kind of grew up with, my sister. It was her best friend when we were growing up. I was a lot younger, but her kids are similar in age to my kids, and so she came over and visited me, which was really fun. So I have had like one visitor, I guess. My kids are adjusting really well. The schools here are really good. We were really picky about where we lived. We could have gotten a much like bigger home, but we wanted to make sure we lived in a really nice, safe area. And we're also living in a place that has a little bit more security, and it just feels like a lot more family friendly. It's not near the big city. So my husband does commute. We don't live inside of a big city. We just live out in a little suburb, but it's just nice. It's just quieter, and I feel like everything I need is within reach. Another thing I'm going to be doing more of is like home decorating stuff, just because I've got a new house. So I do have some things planned for my living room. I know a designer, and she has a design team called Olive & Park, and she does e-design, so she can do like everything online. So I send her pictures of my house, I send her things of what I've got, and then she gives me paint recommendations and sends me links to like, ooh, you should try this or that, and like helps me. And she can also like drop a whole like plan and like show you like where things should go. And it's so funny because like she'll send me links to things that I would never pick, but once I see like the vision of it, I'm like, yeah, that totally makes so much sense. So that for me, it's such a big plain space. Like I love this house that's neutral, but all the walls are this color, just like a vanilla oatmeal, and so is the carpet. So for someone who loves color and like had so much color in my last house, it just feels so blah. And I don't have a lot of things on the walls yet, so it's just kind of like getting used to all that. So it's been really helpful to have someone kind of helping me pick out things and find stuff that goes together and that's like really fashion forward. Because this house, like I mentioned earlier, the old house was like cottagey, and this house is a lot more modern, like chic, and not so much like country. So it is kind of a different style of home, and I think the furniture and the way what we put on the walls is going to be a little different because of that. So it's been fun to get like a professional's opinion on that kind of stuff. Oh no, is the internet not working? Well, that's never good, is it? So coming up next, I'm going to do a pan that palette update. I'm also going to be doing my project pan and some other exciting things. One thing that was kind of a bummer is I had this huge plan for the year, and I was so excited, and I was going to do like testing out celebrities' makeup looks, and then like I never did it, right? This always happens to me. I get an idea and I don't do it as much as I should, or I just don't really do it at all. And then someone else like gets that idea and then they blow it up. So now the whole, I tried a blah, blah, blah's makeup tutorial is like a huge thing. So now I'm like, great. Now if I do that, I'm going to be copying other people, which is just annoying because I really did have that idea. Some of you guys suggested that to me a while ago, and I was planning on doing it this year. So maybe I'll still do that, but I'm not going to call it I tried a so-and-so's makeup tutorial. You know, it's kind of what happens when life hits the fan. You just have to roll with it, and that comes with good and bad. And so some of those things are I lost out on some time on my channel. I really didn't lose a lot of subscribers, so I'm glad you guys are still here. But anyway, tell me what you guys want to see. I do have some new content ideas going. I want to do some fashion, like maybe even a little bit of the home decorating, just like all-inclusive things. Well guys, thanks so much for joining me for my Get Ready With Me and my update. Thanks for being patient while I figure out how all this setup is working. I miss you guys. I'm so happy to be back, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Mommy, do your makeup. Boop. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, I like it. I like it. I like it.